So my name is Gatot. I'm a managing partner at Edge Medical Venture.
My name is Shai Policker. I'm also a managing partner at the Edge Medical Ventures, and both of us just completing 8 years within the Medix Accelerator, where we run a medical device incubator. And Edge is a kind of a natural extension of that one. So we are very connected to the Israeli ecosystem. We are part of it, and we will continue to be a part of it. The fund itself, by definition, is not limited by geography, but just by our own network. We expect mostly to invest in Israeli and US companies. So we have 2 locations in the US, in New Jersey and in Michigan. Basically, this is to support Israeli companies, our portfolio companies that make the move across the ocean to start operation in the US. Typically, this would be multi-center clinical trials followed by initial commercialization. And the idea is that in the same way that we supported their R&D activity in Israel, we will now support them in the US doing that next step. So these are different people providing this support. These are more clinical operation, sales and marketing, go-to-market people that will be US based and will support the companies as they make that move. We think that this is important because it kind of it's a unique aspect of our fund. You can find incubators that would support the R&D stage in companies, and you can find excellent investors that also provide go-to-market specialty and support. I think the fact that we can provide support throughout the continuum of that activity with funding, that's very important. Usually there is a gap. When you just complete the preclinical stage, you need to fundraise towards your first in human and execute it accurately. This is where some companies stumbles, and we will be able to help bridge that, hopefully.
Our approach in general is to be very involved in the companies, hands-on approach. So as we used to support those companies when they were in R&D stage, we want to continue our support and extend it as they go into the US through clinical study they need to do as a preparation for the FDA submission, or through a soft launch and sales. So the way we do it, again, hands-on approach. We plan to have a bridgehead for those companies and people we are hiring in the US to support those companies and to give an ongoing support. So our strategic areas are mainly focused in minimal invasive surgery, structural heart, vascular interventions, imaging, diagnostic, very huge focus on medical devices in general.
Yeah, well, first of all, I would say that at least from our experience, there is a big shortage of medtech-focused funds. So if you ask most founders, they will be very happy that few more of like us will join and be able to raise money. I think the fact that we really can start from day one as a venture studio, but can also put higher checks and continue to support the company later on is a kind of a unique feature. Again, we see incubators that are able to provide those few $100,000 and help the products or the project in the first stages. But then there will be a gap, and the company will need to find another investor that will take it to the next stage. We try to really bring them all the way through the valley of death of medtech until they really have strong clinical results, FDA approval in many cases, and then they can raise the much larger series of funding or strategic partnership.
Things that we look when we try to do our process of due diligence and look on the team is, first of all, drive and a spark in the eye, because pushing a medical device company is challenging. I think the second part is really someone who can listen and listen to the feedback he collect along the way. At least to me, those are the two main important. The most important things I look. Shai probably Anything to add on top of that?
Yeah, actually, there is a good quote of Gal that I'm using, which is we grow people that grow companies. So in many cases, we will be the one placing the first CEO of that company. This could be the founder. Sometimes those people would be entrepreneurs pitching an idea to us where we like the people, but we don't like their idea so much. And if we can convince them to switch to one of our own unmet need that we are developing in our venture studio, this could be a great fit. This is somehow the best team that we were able to do, because then you have a strong unmet need with a strategic behind it in many cases, and a team that we know can do the job, and that kind of tailoring or connecting entrepreneurs with the right technological background with the right market problems is what we think we know how to do pretty well. I would say that we are on the scale of completely disengaged and very, very hands-on. I think we are more on the hands-on side. However, we would support where the company needs support. So you would see different levels of involvement, both by actual time that we spend on the company or areas where we get involved. This could be very, very different from company to company. So since these are young companies, they grow as so they add more people, they grow their kind of managerial structure. So the more they build their own management and team, we take the step back and help them address strategic problems and questions. But in the first days, we are as involved as employees of the companies. So we would be the ones actually executing preclinical trials or writing a clinical protocol or talking to physicians, bringing them on board. Yeah, pitching this to other investors to syndicate. So we see ourselves as founders of the company. But obviously, as time goes by, the company needs to be independent, and we help it be independent by slowly stepping back and allowing it to grow.
Our success is when the company need less and less of our support. The less we help, the more they can sustain themselves. And eventually, then we become like a regular board record members, also support the company, but on a different level.
Yeah, so this new fund that we are launching, it's a $70 million medtech-focused fund. The idea is to continue the venture creation activity that we have been doing in the last 8 years, and now extend that to Series A, early B, for companies that already went through some initial de-risking, usually after first in human, but still in most cases pre-commercial. So this next step following what you expect to see in an incubator graduate or following a seed stage. It's a $70 million fund. We've done first closing with the first 15 million and continuing to fundraise. We've already done our first investment out of the fund. In terms of investors, it's a blend of strategic corporations and family offices from US and Europe so far.